In a world accelerating faster than anyone expected, people are waking up to a new and uncomfortable reality. Artificial intelligence is no longer a distant concept whispered by tech enthusiasts, but a force already shaping their jobs, relationships, decisions, and futures. The story truly begins with ordinary people suddenly realizing that tasks they once believed required human intelligence, writing, designing, diagnosing, forecasting, analyzing, are now being performed in seconds by algorithms that learn, adapt, and evolve without pause. This shift creates a quiet tension in daily life, a feeling of being pulled forward by something you can't yet understand, and the fear that if you don't adapt soon, you might be left behind in a world you no longer recognize. Yet within this fear is also a spark of possibility, because history has shown that every technological wave first disrupts, then transforms, and finally empowers those who learn to ride it with courage instead of resisting it with panic. And so the question becomes not whether AI will change everything, but how each person chooses to respond, from fear or from curiosity. People who hesitate often do so because they misunderstand what adaptation really means. They imagine that adapting to AI requires deep technical knowledge, programming skills, or an engineer's mindset. But in reality, the first stage of adaptation is far simpler: awareness. It's the shift from seeing AI as a threat to understanding it as a partner, a toolkit, a multiplier of one's abilities. When someone opens themselves to this idea, something shifts internally. They develop an instinct to explore rather than avoid. They begin asking questions like, what part of my work can AI enhance? How can it save me time? What new ideas can it help me generate? This mental shift is the real turning point because while tools evolve quickly, mindsets evolve slowly. Those who change their mindset first discover opportunities long before the rest of the world catches up. They learn to see how automation can remove repetitive tasks, how predictive models can guide decisions, how creative AI can expand imagination, and how language models can help them communicate more clearly and powerfully. This awareness becomes the foundation upon which all future adaptation is built. But awareness alone is not enough, because the world is full of people who know something is happening yet still do nothing to act on it. What separates those who thrive from those who fall behind is the willingness to experiment. Experimentation does not require expertise, it simply requires trying. When people start experimenting with AI tools, asking them questions, using them to brainstorm, analyzing data, generating ideas, they begin to understand the rhythm of this new digital ecosystem. They start seeing how the machine responds, how it thinks differently, how it opens unexpected pathways. Every small experiment builds intuition, and intuition is the true treasure of the digital age. It's the inner sense of when to use AI, how to use it, and where its strengths or limits lie. Those who develop this intuition early gain an advantage money can't buy: the ability to navigate a world where decisions are made faster than ever and where adaptability becomes more valuable than experience. For many people, adaptation becomes challenging because they cling to old identities built on old systems. When a person says, "This is how I've always done it," they unknowingly build a cage around themselves. AI forces everyone to re-examine who they are professionally, creatively, and intellectually. A marketer is no longer just a marketer. They are a strategist supported by machine learning. A teacher is no longer just a teacher. They are a facilitator guiding AI-augmented learning. A writer is no longer just a writer. They become a curator of ideas, a voice shaping machine-generated drafts into emotional resonance. When you embrace this shift in identity, you unlock a version of yourself that is more flexible, more inventive, and more capable of navigating the unknown. Refusing to adapt becomes more painful than the adaptation itself, because the world moves forward whether you participate or not. The fear of being replaced is one of the strongest barriers holding people back from adapting to AI. This fear grows when people misunderstand what replacement really means. History shows that technology rarely eliminates humans, it eliminates inefficiency. AI removes the mechanical layers of work, the parts that do not require judgment, creativity, empathy, or moral reasoning. What remains afterward is the deeper, more human layer of every profession. A doctor becomes more focused on care. A lawyer becomes more focused on strategy. A business owner becomes more focused on vision. When people finally understand that AI replaces tasks, not identities, they begin to see opportunity instead of threat. The rise of AI is not a signal of human decline. It is a signal that humanity is moving to a higher level of contribution, where the most precious skills are the ones only humans can provide. Adapting to AI also requires learning how to ask the right questions. This might seem simple, but it is one of the most powerful skills of the future. AI responds not to authority, experience, or ego. It responds to clarity. Those who learn to articulate what they want with precision, depth, and nuance unlock extraordinary power. This becomes a new form of literacy, prompt literacy. It's the ability to communicate with intelligence engines in a way that extracts insight, creativity, and transformation. The better your questions, the stronger your results. This skill will define leaders, creators, educators, and innovators in the years ahead. It will determine which businesses grow and which collapse. The people who master this skill early will navigate the future with ease, while others struggle to understand why the machine never gives them what they want. As the world accelerates, speed becomes one of the most important advantages AI provides. People who embrace AI learn faster, think faster, create faster, and solve problems faster. This speed compounds over time, creating a gap between adopters and non-adopters that grows wider every year. At first, the difference seems small: minutes saved, hours gained. But soon it becomes days, then weeks, then months. Someone using AI to learn a skill can achieve in weeks what once required years. Someone using AI to build a business can accomplish in a few months what previously required entire teams and budgets. The future does not belong to the fastest learners. It belongs to the fastest adapters, because adaptation is the new intelligence. And AI is the ultimate accelerator for those brave enough to embrace its momentum. But adaptation also carries responsibilities. AI is powerful, and like all powerful tools, it must be used ethically. People need to develop a moral compass strong enough to guide their decisions as AI becomes more involved in daily life. This means understanding how to protect privacy, how to evaluate AI-generated information, how to avoid manipulation, and how to maintain human dignity in the age of automation. The responsibility is not solely technological, it's deeply human. Adaptation requires wisdom, caution, and integrity. Those who learn to balance power with ethics will become trusted leaders in their communities, workplaces, and industries. They will not only survive the AI revolution, they will shape it. Learning to adapt also involves embracing lifelong learning in a way few generations before have experienced. AI evolves daily, and yesterday's knowledge quickly becomes obsolete. Those who thrive are not those who memorize skills, but those who cultivate curiosity, resilience, and the habit of continuous growth. They understand that mastery is no longer a final destination, but a moving target. Each interaction with AI becomes a lesson, every project an experiment, and every challenge an opportunity to expand understanding. By approaching life as a perpetual learning journey, they build mental flexibility and emotional resilience, allowing them to pivot when technologies shift, trends change, or industries transform. In this sense, adapting to AI is as much about cultivating the mind as it is about mastering the tools themselves. Collaboration with AI is another essential dimension. Humans and AI together can achieve outcomes far beyond the capacity of either alone. Writers find their creativity amplified, researchers process vast datasets in moments, artists explore styles they never imagined, and businesses optimize operations like never before. The key is seeing AI as a collaborator, not a competitor. This requires humility and openness, a willingness to let the machine challenge assumptions, reveal blind spots, and suggest novel approaches. Those who resist collaboration may find themselves isolated, trapped in old methods that no longer suffice. By learning to collaborate, humans reclaim their time, sharpen their insight, and produce work of a quality and scale previously impossible. Equally important is understanding the societal shift AI brings. Entire industries will be reshaped, some roles diminished, and new opportunities created. Those who anticipate these shifts gain strategic advantage. For instance, professionals who foresee AI's integration into healthcare, finance, or education can position themselves early to lead rather than follow. They develop skills that complement AI rather than compete against it, blending technical understanding with emotional intelligence, creativity, and strategic thinking. This foresight transforms careers, builds influence, and ensures relevance in a rapidly changing economy. The cost of ignoring these changes is high, not just in lost income, but in diminished personal agency and the erosion of one's ability to shape one's future. Resistance to change often stems from fear of the unknown. People cling to familiar routines because uncertainty feels unsafe. Yet AI's rise is not inherently dangerous. Danger arises from inaction. Those who confront their fear and step into the unknown find that adaptation becomes a powerful growth engine. They discover hidden strengths, unrecognized talents, and new passions. The discomfort of learning something unfamiliar transforms into a source of personal empowerment. Every challenge overcome reinforces confidence, and every small success builds momentum. In this way, AI doesn't just change the external world. It catalyzes profound internal transformation, fostering adaptability, resilience, and creativity in ways that no prior technology ever demanded. To truly thrive, one must also cultivate discernment. AI can generate information and suggestions in abundance, but not every output is valuable or accurate. Developing the ability to evaluate, select, and refine AI-generated content becomes critical. This is where human judgment, contextual awareness, intuition, ethics, and aesthetic sensibility remains irreplaceable. Those who excel in the AI age are not those who blindly follow the machine, but those who critically engage with it, combining its speed and power with their unique human insight. Discernment becomes a form of mastery, the skill that allows people to separate noise from signal, insight from distraction, and opportunity from illusion. Adaptation is also a social process. Communities that embrace AI collectively can achieve far more than isolated individuals. Knowledge sharing, collaboration, and mentorship accelerate learning, amplify innovation, and create networks of resilience. People who engage with peers, experts, and early adopters gain exposure to perspectives, tools, and strategies that dramatically shorten the learning curve. Moreover, as AI reshapes industries, those connected to informed networks are better positioned to navigate disruptions. Social adaptation, therefore, is as important as technical adaptation. Those who remain isolated risk lagging behind, while those who invest in relationships gain exponential advantage. Another overlooked aspect of adaptation is emotional intelligence. AI cannot replicate empathy, intuition, or human connection. Those who cultivate emotional awareness, communication skills, and the ability to inspire others will hold a unique and irreplaceable value. In every domain, business, healthcare, education, creative work, human-centric skills become the differentiator between those who are replaceable and those who are indispensable. Combining AI-driven efficiency with human empathy produces outcomes that neither could achieve alone. In this sense, emotional intelligence is no longer optional. It is a survival skill and a growth engine, amplifying the benefits of AI while ensuring that the human experience remains central. Ultimately, the story of adapting to AI is a story of choice. Each individual stands at a crossroads between fear and curiosity, resistance and experimentation, isolation and collaboration. Those who act decisively, learn continuously, embrace experimentation, collaborate with machines, cultivate discernment, invest in relationships, and develop emotional intelligence will not just survive. They will thrive in ways previous generations could never imagine. The AI revolution is not a distant threat but a present reality, and the time to act is now. Every day delayed is an opportunity lost, and every day embraced is a step toward a future where humans and AI together achieve extraordinary impact. Adaptation is the bridge between today and the world of tomorrow, and those who cross it will write the next chapter of human progress.